All right.
There we are. Let's go. So,
Okay.
hello everyone. Welcome, Justin. Welcome to our episode 2. Are
Yes,
you ready to rock and roll? How has been the
I
last week
am.
for you?
It's been good. It's
Yeah.
I think I got most of the changes done. Worked a little bit with writing, some more storytelling on my job descriptions, volunteer, the about me section. So make it a little more readable.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I do have a couple of comments over that. So I'm going to share my screen with you because I
Okay.
just sneaked in your profile before our call. Just a second. Let me open that. Justin. Let me know when you see my screen.
Okay. Still just see yours. Let me see if I can
Do you
watch
see
it
it
through
now?
yes. Yep.
There you go. So I had a few questions just for me to understand where you're coming from. So
Okay.
help me understand when you say in your title or in your headline, group benefits specialist, is it very clearly understood by your target audience what that means?
Yeah. So if this is going to be seen mostly by HR managers or owners, their understanding of group benefits within their organization, they're going to know, hopefully, and maybe I do need to be a little more specific or
Yeah,
descriptive, is that that's going to be dealing with their employee health benefits. So it's going to be
yeah.
dealing with anything from, their health insurance to what they offer for, long-term disability or vision. So group benefit may be better, maybe with like group health benefits specialist might be better.
Um, yeah. I'm gonna suggest a few changes. You might want to take some notes here in this case.
Okay.
So it's always good to have your target audience here so they know that Justin is talking to me. So this could be the HR or the owner
Okay.
in your case. So you can say I help
Mm-hmm.
reduce HR people's stress by XYZ, for example. So your
Okay.
value proposition should be very clear over here. There should be no confusion within the first 2 or 3 seconds when someone comes on your profile, what you do.
Okay.
And you have to then adjust your headline accordingly. What works really well, which is the classic marketing formula, I help XYZ with ABC so that they get PQR.
Okay, so that'll go in that headline right there. That's not more of a
Correct,
descriptive. Okay,
correct,
okay,
correct. And this is why I wanted you to write something down so that then I can make some suggestions
okay.
and then we will have a very productive session that way.
Gotcha. Okay.
The headline that you mentioned here, I like this cover page that you created, very cool. The headline that you mentioned here, ideally it can go somewhere here below as well, so that makes your profile equally attractive.
Okay.
And you can also in this case you can also put suffering Chicago Bear span, so that kind of shows your personality as well, which is pretty cool. So you can put
Okay.
something funny in there as well.
Okay.
Our,
Perfect.
our, our entire goal, as I mentioned last time, is to make your profile attractive for your ideal prospect. That's it.
Gotcha.
So let's go ahead. I see that you have created your company page. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Pretty basic page, but yes, enough
that's
to
fine.
put a photo in the
Yeah, that's fine.
career. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Now here, in the about section, dude, you have such an amazing personality, and I can tell it because my team has created the video for you. I can tell you one thing, that here, so what I'm gonna tell you a format that works really well over here, how to write
Okay.
your about section. So do you see my screen here in the Facebook group? Do you see this or no?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes. So check this. When someone comes on your profile, so let me just jump here once again. So when someone comes to your profile, they see just the first 2 or 3 lines when it's your about me section.
Okay.
Two lines. So this is very cool. I'm the bearded benefits guy. Scratching your head, wondering who that is. I love it. It's pretty awesome. wants me to see more. However, here, going below, then it becomes very generalized. What we essentially want to do is talk to the pain points of your audience. So a format that you can follow is you can just call out who your prospect is. So in this case, it can be HR or the owner of the organization, whoever you're trying to target.
Okay. When was that post? Is that in the group? When was that post put up?
It is in the group, and it's on the 7th of March that I've put it down there.
Okay. Perfect.
But just to give you an overview of what we want to do is we want to call your target audience. So hey, in this case, it can be coaches, consultants, HR. In this case, in your case, it will be HR or owners.
Okay.
Call them out and say, hey, I know that you're going through XYZ pain points. So this means you can say that you are figuring out how to give benefits to your employees, just as an example. I don't know much about your field, but just as an example. And you are facing ABC problems because of that. So you're spending a lot of time, you don't have the organizational bandwidth, for example, and you have to take care of all the paperwork. I don't know, whatever it is, just go in detail. And then you have to talk about the consequences of what happens as a result of those pain points. So you can say this, as a result of this, you might not have the time to do the most important things in your job, so that because you are always buried down in the paperwork, and then you have to do over hours, for example, you have to do overwork. Your boss is not happy because you're not being productive. So we have to just express that we really understand their pain points, that you can tell their pain points to them better than they themselves can describe it. That's essentially what we're trying to do here. After this, then show a little bit of empathy, saying, yes, I've been through this because I talk to a lot of HR people or owners like you, and I'm here to help. And then you dive deep into your story about what makes Justin, or why is Justin the right person to talk to you.
Okay.
So then you can give a little bit of background about yourself and how did you land up where you are right now. That kind of shows more personality, your values, things that you have learned in your journey so far. And then followed by this, a brief description about what is it that you do for your audience. A couple of sentences.
Okay. That's a great post, Rohan.
Yeah. And followed by this, then you can just talk about something that you believe in. What are your values? So you said you are a Chicago fan. Just write a little bit about that, make it more entertaining for them.
Okay.
And then in the end, just put a call to action, your email, your phone number, however you want them to connect with you. Okay. Great.
Yeah,
so that's the format you can follow. Let's dive. Is this clear so far? If you have questions, feel free to ask them. Okay. So because here you can have a lot more space here, so just why not make the best out of it, right?
Okay.
And show more of your personality. Same over here, Justin. You can go a little bit deeper and talk business related stuff here as well. Like you can. So here are the two things that I need you to try. First, you can just copy paste what you write in the about section, and it's equally okay. And /or in a couple of weeks or in a month, you can try writing the section here with your job with a complete different description. Just try what is working well for you.
Okay.
And when I say different description, then you can just talk about business related stuff here. What are your duties? What do you exactly do for? You can go even deeper in the pain points topic and bring everything together.
Okay, so I can use the same strategy for the about me section as the experience section.
Correct. Essentially, what we are doing is trying to show them who you are, and when they have a conversation with you, this can be over DM or over a phone call. They know who you are. They at least have an idea about who you are. This is essentially what we are trying to do here.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Alrighty. So next, this is fine because these are your previous jobs. They don't have to have a bigger description or longer description, so that's fine.
Okay.
Did you have a chance to talk to your previous clients and ask them for recommendations?
Not yet. So I'd worked on doing some of the cross endorsing with some mutual connections. So I kind of went through probably 5 or 10 individuals that I either work indirectly for or have worked with in the past to just kind of do a few endorsements for each person, highly skilled, and to kind of get that ball rolling, or at least they're getting those notifications that I'm endorsing them. But this week, yes, I will be. I'll be looking into getting some of those recommendations for individuals that I've worked with in the past.
All right, got you.
Yeah.
And were you able to play a bit with the Sales Navigator? Did you figure out who your target audiences there are? Did you create some list and stuff like that?
Not through Sales Navigator yet. So I'm still working. I work with an association that has about they have about 500 allied members.
Okay.
So I'm currently working with that to kind of, because of the connection with the association, to do some. I'm kind of building those data lists so then I can hopefully incorporate them into like MailChimp or another email automation system that just get some contacts out there during this time of, obviously it's a lot with, with certain retail spaces that there's probably a lot of downtime for possibly for some of the upper management. So it might be a good time, to try to catch them, with a well-written email or something that'll catch their attention in the subject line. So.
But then do you plan to use the Sales Navigator?
Yes, I do.
And do you plan to plan to target the same people you are targeting there with Sales Navigator, or what's the plan exactly?
So Sales Navigator is nice because it'll be a little more broad as far as the industries. So because that'll be going more so by title. So trying to reach out to those HR directors, HR managers, owners, and using that to where it doesn't have to be this association I'm working with, which is just one specific industry. This could just essentially just be, hey, are you a business owner with employees? This is for you. Or are you an HR, do you lead the HR department and sick and tired of X, Y, and Z? This is for you. So, but yes, this week I had I guess I'd forgotten to write down Sales Navigator on my last note, because I did not get a chance to look through it yet.
What I essentially need you to do, Justin, is use, apart from all the things that you are doing right now for creating your leads or getting your leads or generating your leads, look at Sales Navigator as just another avenue.
Okay.
So that you can create a list of your target audiences and start building connections with them. We will come to that, but just start playing with it, and you will have exactly the kind of audiences that you're looking to target in your area. And it's very targeted reach as compared to Facebook. So you can definitely start playing around with it. It's just $70 a month or something like that, but it's well worth it. Okay. All right. So now comes the topic for today, which is content. Have you been generating content for other social media channels like Facebook or Instagram or whatever it is?
Facebook primarily, followed by probably Instagram, and then followed by LinkedIn. So some will be because I'm trying to kind of test how memes and whatnot work in a more professional platform. And again, I know it's not, and it's you think of LinkedIn, and it is more kind of the professional network. This is more business related, but I'm just trying to see if kind of leaking in memes now and then work well, kind of more for the entertainment side, if that's big. But I didn't see a lot of reviews from that, but this is probably the first post. I just came across it when looking through Blue Cross Blue Shield, one of the our largest health insurance insurer for the state of Illinois. But before that, I was trying to work with both Facebook and LinkedIn using a scheduling tool, essentially duplicating info that I was putting on my Facebook business page and doing the same thing for LinkedIn. So along the way, I dropped off LinkedIn, but with this, it'll be getting it back on.
So here are a few things I need you to do when it comes to. So do's and don'ts, and then we will dive into the topic. Okay. Do not
Okay.
post links inside your post, because LinkedIn essentially doesn't like it if you take them away from your from their platform. They want you to be on their platform, just like Facebook.
Okay.
So if you put a link here, you will get way lesser reach as compared to
Okay.
without your post. And then again, everything on LinkedIn is storytelling. So you have to tell stories here. You have to show your personality. You can talk about business, and we'll come into that aspect. However, you have to tell a lot of stories that you encounter on a daily basis. Now, for that to work effectively, you need a little more audience. So right now you just have 403, which is way less. LinkedIn allows you to have up to 30,000 connections, which is quite a lot. So,
Okay.
so your goal is to engage with your target prospects, first of all, on LinkedIn. So for that, you need Sales Navigator as well.
Okay.
We will come into the detailed steps when we go into the outreach section, but I'm just telling you a bit about how you can get started with Sales Navigator. So once you have your list that you want in Sales Navigator, this can be 100 people in the Illinois area, for example.
Okay.
Just start going through their LinkedIn profile and start checking the post or the content that they are doing on a regular basis. And just start commenting on their content so that they see, okay, there is someone called Justin who's making some valuable remarks and comments. And when I say comment, don't just say nice post or awesome. It just make something very valuable, like put a very well thought comment in there and ask them a question in the end, so that that helps them to engage with you. And this is how they know you. Now, do not do not send them connection request before sending them connection request. Engage with them.
Okay.
So once they engage, then they know, okay, who Justin is, and then they are way more open to accept your request. This is essentially the goal of this. And it also helps going ahead to have a conversation, because they know who you are, not completely, but they at least have an idea of who you are. Now, what happens when you start doing this, and when you start writing a well thought comment, people will start seeing your profile. They're like, okay, who is Justin? He made a really cool comment. Let me check what he is all about. And this is where having a very attractive profile comes into picture. Now, if you're exactly talking to the pain points that they go through on a daily basis, trust me, they are just going to send you a request, and they will more often than not, they will say, Justin, I would like to talk to you. This happens every freaking time. So, so having a very strong profile, which we discussed right now, is very necessary. But start doing these things that I mentioned right now, so that you can start building your connection base as well, or network as well in this case.
Okay, so then what's and this may be down the road, when it comes to actually, so if I engage and they either respond, is there going to be a right time to send a connection? And at that time, because I don't want to sound too salesy and don't want to sound too, average, where it's the same thing, like, oh, I look forward, I just wanted to connect with you, something special that just kind of sets you apart and says, hey, you with your experience, you seem like someone that could really have some great input on HR issues that people face today. I'd love to connect. If you'd love to contribute, or so
something very personalized. And here's the thing: if they have so when you engage with them and they have already connected, or they know who you are, they liked your post, they liked your comment, and they responded to you, that means they have an idea of who you are. So they are way more receptive to, as I said, they are way more open to accepting your connection request. And that's what we are trying to do here. Our initial goal is to just be in the network. That's pretty much it. And
so can I follow them without connecting with them?
You can follow them, sure.
Okay. So if I wanted to kind of, have them in my news feed where their stuff might be coming across, although we're not connected, we can still follow individuals or just businesses.
Absolutely. You can follow it, and especially in Sales Navigator, you can save them as a lead without them knowing it. So when they post something, that comes in your Sales Navigator feed as well. So that's a very powerful way to being updated about what is it that they are doing.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we will come to that, all these details in a later part, but I need you to start just playing over there. That's why I mentioned just start playing with a bit Sales Navigator.
Okay.
Okay. So now coming to content, why are we creating content, or why is content a very important piece of this entire machine that we are trying to build? Essentially, when someone connects with you, or when you connect with someone, they are in your network and they are going to see your content on a regular basis in their feed. The way the more you appear in their feed, the better it is. The kind of content that you put, if it shows your personality, they are going to see that. They are going to more often than not engage with you, and they are going to know you that, hey, okay, I know Justin. He puts out really cool content out there, and even if not now, but sooner or later, if I have something that I have in mind that, okay, I think I need someone who's a group benefit specialist. Justin, I know, I see this guy on a regular basis. I trust him. I want to talk to him.
Okay.
This is essentially what we are trying to do here.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the purpose of content. And again, once you create the content, if you feel that it's very relevant to some connection that you just some connection in your network, you can just say to them that, hey, this is a post that I made. Have a look. I think someone in your position might find value in this. No pressure. You don't have to respond, but I just thought that I provide value to you. That's it.
Okay.
And what happens more often than not is they will check the post, and then LinkedIn algorithm realizes that they are engaging with your content. So then you will also start. They will also start seeing your content in their feed as well. So it has two advantages here.
Okay.
Is that making sense? I hope so.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So when it comes to content, do you have on other platforms? Do you have a strategy that you use for creating your content, or it's just some topic that comes to your mind? You just create a post out of this.
Yeah, it's been so. Yeah, it's kind of getting the posts or ideas as they come, trying to look at them a week at a time. So maybe on like a Sunday night, trying to decide how to schedule out, maybe Monday through Friday, using maybe something a little more motivational in the morning, something a little more entertaining in the afternoon. And then if I'm looking at throwing a call to action, it'll be, maybe sometime in the evening when people are off work. I've been running a few, some paid Facebook ads, so they're always running out there. But the content that I'm creating is, essentially going to be either something I'm finding that's educational, something that's entertaining, whether it's through a meme or something that's trending that'll get a lot of engagement. Asking questions has been really big, not necessarily just making a statement, but asking a question to get opinions, because people love giving opinions. Right. So that usually creates a lot of engagement. People love to comment. I comment on their stuff. They come back to look at what I commented, and it just throws it back into the feed. So it stays out there for a long time. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So I need you to do something similar. However, I need you to just choose 3 topics, and this is just for the beginning stage, so to say. I need you to choose 3 topics that you can talk about. So what are the 3 topics that you can talk about that your prospect encounter on a regular basis, and that shows your personality?
I could talk about, just on a very basic level, probably group benefit administration, how it can be, because that's a big pain point, is having to deal with a lot of the coming and going of employees, open enrollment, all that stuff. So it could be as far down as to talk about more like open enrollment specifically, but essentially group benefit administration, how they're dealing with their plans, coverage versus cost. If I can say it that way, it's kind of like kind of an analysis of who's actually using the health insurance. Is there a way that we could help create an innovative way to maybe take on a little bit risk, but could yield more reward? Because you might be able to save some money. You can put it towards something else, something that's not, put as little as you can towards, healthcare, and put it more towards your mission. What's your business really trying to do? So, and then the third one could be, let's see, benefit administration, cost versus coverage. And I guess a topic that's more on a local level is maybe focusing more on community involvement. I don't know if that's the route you're wanting to take, if it's wanting to be strictly on the professional level, or is there a way to create content based on what's going on in Bloomington Normal?
Yeah.
What are the volunteer opportunities? What restaurants are doing something? Locally, what's going on? So
yeah. Okay. So so these are all work related topics that you said, and here is what I need you to do. Essentially, we do not want to talk a lot about business on the post. Some things sure, some things for sure, but from my experience, this is working really well. Listen, with the 3 topics, what you can talk about is, so for me, what I talk about is motivational stuff, something inspirational, something that I do on a regular basis, or I help my clients or my students on a regular basis, give some very actionable tips every now and then. This is something that works for me. Okay. The second thing that I talk is LinkedIn. I talk every now and then about LinkedIn, about lead generation. The third thing that I talk about is my life experience, my story, where I have come through, what I have learned so far along my journey, right from being a gambler in India till being an entrepreneur in Germany. There have been different incidences that I went through. So I keep on talking about that. Essentially, what our goal is to make our post very personalized and show some kind of personality.
Okay.
So what happens as a result of this is when people like your post, so people in your network, they will like your post. Those are your first degree connections essentially. Now, when your first degree connections like your post, their first degree connections, which are your second degree connections, they will see those posts and comments that the first degree connections make as well. So they are like, okay, Justin made some really cool comment, and also Justin made some really cool post, and his story is very intriguing. So they will start sending you connection requests. They will start following you. So essentially, this is how the organic reach grows, and you will have more and more people reaching out to you. Now, more often than not, these might be your prospects. These might not be your prospects. So you have to filter them out. However, more often than not, they will have something to do, and they can act as a good referral source as well. This has been my experience since last 5 years that I've been working, because people see that they like you. You have posted some really cool things in there. You have an awesome personality. Why not just connect? Because you have 30,000 connections. Why don't you make the best out of it? I would say. So this is essentially what we are trying to do here. Okay. So the task is figure out 3 things that you want to talk about. One is work related, and the other 2 might not be work related, and it's fine. You just have to show more of your personality.
Okay. So when you're saying, when you say 3 topics, so you had mentioned kind of the, motivational, inspirational, that you love to talk, kind of LinkedIn and the power that LinkedIn has, as well as life experiences. So when you're saying those 3 topics, because I was thinking more with, and I think motivational, inspirational, like I do a little bit of that on Facebook, where in the morning I might talk about Mike Tyson saying, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, right? That's always kind of a fun topic to go through and say, hey, everything's great when it goes according to plan. What do you do when it doesn't go according to plan? So is it that kind of thing where you're just kind of throwing something out there to say that at least make it worth, someone's going to stop and say, hey, I need to click see more because I'm a big Mike Tyson fan and I want to read what he has to say. Okay.
Exactly.
And then another topic. So I like the idea of the life experiences, because actually with group health, medical, dental, vision, there can be a lot of ties to life experiences. Like one time I chipped a tooth while doing the worm at a high school dance. So at that case, luckily I had some dental coverage. I had to get a veneer on a tooth. So if it's some of those stories where I can at least relate it back to say, hey, make sure you got great, that I don't know, kind of tying that back to dental, but that thing where it's more on a taking a business topic and putting it more on a relatable note.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
We do not want to necessarily go in details over here. just people should have an understanding of what you're doing, but it doesn't have to be too technical. Otherwise, it gets too mundane and people start then zooming you out. We don't want to do that.
Gotcha.
One thing in your line of work especially would be having client stories, good and bad, both, and what lessons you got from them.
Gotcha.
You deal with people on a regular basis, so this is something that could help your clients or your audience as well over here on LinkedIn. Tell them the lessons that you learned, good or bad. If you did some mistakes, if you can be vulnerable as well, it's absolutely fine.
Okay.
Essentially, we are showing our personality with all these kind of things.
Okay, and then a third one. So, and just let me know if I'm going in the right direction here. So I'm starting something that I like, because I mentioned in my on my profile that I'm a dog dad, and I'm starting something in at least Central Illinois, that what I'm calling Dudes for Dogs, and it's a organization I'm trying to get together to help pet related causes in Central Illinois, whether it could be helping a local humane shelter provide more chain link fences to house more dogs that come in, or anything like that. So I was thinking, I know you mentioned LinkedIn, but if that's something where, because it's on, it's more of like, hey, I just love to help dogs. I'm trying to get this thing together to, help make the world a better place for our fur sons and daughters, as I mentioned. Is that getting too personal, or is that something people
this is gonna work? This is gonna work. I promise you, this is gonna work. Just put it out there. Put some photos, write some stories around it. This is going to work 100%. I mean, I just started laughing inside. I mean, you could just see me smiling as you started talking. So this is an amazing topic. Definitely. Definitely.
Cool.
Just show your personality, dude. You have it. I mean, I know it for a fact. So just put it out there.
You got it.
In terms of posts, or the amount of posts, I need you to do 5 posts at least a week, like one a week, like one a day. 2 a day would be even better.
Including weekends?
Why not?
Okay.
I mean,
right now, why not? Right.
Yeah, right now every day is like a weekend, so sure.
Right. Okay.
And in general as well, here is how I look at it. People go through social media. People just scroll through social media. On the weekends, something entertaining is good to put out there, or even during the week, doesn't matter. But yeah, why not?
Gotcha.
And then, out of how many posts can you realistically make in a week on LinkedIn? I'm saying.
Well, if I look at it where I can do, kind of work the same strategy on my Facebook business page, because I think they both work similar. I can do the same, motivational, some shout outs for Dudes for Dogs and life experiences. I think that works on both platforms perfectly. So what I would do is I could, if you think it's okay to do, is essentially duplicate the content I'm putting on Facebook and doing the same thing for LinkedIn. Then realistically on a Sunday, I can spend about 2 hours and probably schedule 2 posts a day, and just have everything scheduled for the week and have it done by Sunday evening. Yeah.
Sure.
So, I mean, easily 2 a day at one point is what I was doing for a few weeks. And then, it's just something where I can create a quick, I can do a meme. I can do a quick post about animals. I can do a quick, find a good motivational quote and put my own spin on it. So, I enjoyed doing some of that copywriting as well. So
cool.
I could do 2 a day. Yeah.
Perfect. Here's the thing though, with Facebook, you can do longer posts. On LinkedIn, you have the limitation of 1,300 characters. So you have to take that into consideration.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah. And here's the thing, it would be good if you just make an Excel sheet. This is very important because we are essentially tracking what we are doing. It will be good if you have an Excel sheet of what is working well. So you can say just posts, or posts with pictures, or memes, or videos. So these are essentially the 4 types. Or the fifth type, which is working really well as well right now, is the PowerPoint presentations, or the carousels as you call it.
Okay.
So you can just have, like, I don't know, 10 slides, and on each slide you are putting something really cool, so that that influences the people to press the next button to go to the next slide, next slide, next slide, next slide, so that they learn something. So these are the few things that I need you to try. First is just posting. Second is posting with pictures. Third is video.
Okay.
Fourth is the memes that you talked about.
Okay.
And fifth is the carousel or the PowerPoint presentation.
Okay. And
However,
when you say that carousel, so are you saying when you start a essentially when you're posting that you're putting like up to 10 pictures and they can just slide through them? Is that what you meant?
So I will show you something. It's essentially a PowerPoint presentation, and how many slides you decide to put it up, it's up to you. But don't make it too long. Up to 10 is fine, I would say. And essentially what you want to do in these slides is follow the classic principle of AIDA, AIDA. Have you heard about it?
Yes, I have. Yeah. Believe through you. Yes.
Yeah. So AIDA is grab the attention. So that's the A, grab the attention. Second is I, which stands for pique the interest. So talk a little bit more about the consequences of the attention grabbing headline that you have, for example. Third is the D stands for desire, or what is it that they can expect working with you, or what is it that you have to say about that particular topic, or you can teach them about that particular topic. And the last is call to action. So you can say, like this post, share this post, connect with me, whatever the call to action is.
Okay.
So this is an ideal way to create a PowerPoint or a carousel.
Okay.
That's for the content piece. What else can you do is, I'm going to share something with you. So if you want to get the topics, or if you want to talk about the topics that are doing exceptionally well, you can talk about insurance. And so do you see my YouTube channel here?
Mm-hmm.
So you can talk about, so what is the topic? Can you just give me some ideas so we can just do this together, like insurance or group benefits? Insurance group benefits?
Yeah, or it could be employee insurance.
So what you can essentially do is check your topic. This can be wide. I mean, this can be a very wide topic, and it's fine. Essentially, what we are going to do here is find out what's working well. And the number of views generally describe what's working well. Now, let's see. Group insurance scheme, just as an example. Okay, now just go through this. Just go through this video, for example, and figure out the topics, because now you see for a fact that, just a second, I'm just trying to show you. Okay, forget this. Let's go to that video again, not a problem. So you see for a fact that this video has like around 30,000 views. So try to figure out, this is just an example. This might be a bad example, but you just figure out what is working well or what they are talking about, because if it has 30,000 views, that means there is something that struck a chord.
Okay.
So essentially what you can do is you can just create a similar sort of video or a post depending on the topics that they are talking. Don't copy them, please. Just put your spin to it. And this is essentially a way you can figure, I mean, because this is going to strike a chord with your audience, because most people are already viewing this.
Right.
this goes with each and every topic that you're trying to talk about.
Okay.
If you want to talk about your client success stories, you can search client success stories in insurance group, and if you can relate to something, just put your spin to it and put your clients in that situation. Make it another post. So
sounds good.
Yeah, so you are essentially trying to make your job easy because you have an outline of what already works, and make the best out of it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That does, yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Let's go. Where is your LinkedIn profile? Did I lose your LinkedIn profile? I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Let's figure this out again. Other thing with content, what you can do is, I'm just giving you different tools now. Okay.
Okay.
BuzzSumo. So this is a cool tool as well. So what it essentially does, so for example, insurance. Yeah, okay, come on. Come on, I don't want to log in, but okay, whatever. Okay, so what you essentially do is search trending topics. So this is a very basic account. I don't have a search here. Not used to this. Discover trending topics. This platform has changed. It seems just a second. I never had to log into this before. Discover. Okay, there you go, web content. So what this tool does is shows you a particular topic. So insurance, so it shows you the kind of engagement on each and every platform that you have gotten for a particular topic. Now, this is not the right word, so you can say insurance group benefits. So you see, it shows you the kind of engagement that a particular thing is getting. So you can use this post as an inspiration, for example. Now, I don't know if this is relevant or not, but you can then try to figure out different topics around the kind of post that you're trying to make. So if I go inside this, for example, do you see this post?
I do, yep.
Signa seeks sales of whatever it is. Just get some lessons out of it, and try to make it even better, and try to see if you can utilize this in certain way.
Okay. And that's BuzzSumo? Was that the name of that app that you went through?
Correct. Okay. BuzzSumo, correct.
Was that through Facebook?
No, just give buzzsumo.com and it will ask you either to log in through Google or Facebook. I just wanted to save the effort, so I just used Facebook to log into this.
Okay.
That's and here's the thing. I completely forgot, but I should mention this as well, since we are talking about content. There is something. Do you have any articles that you have written on LinkedIn?
Any articles that I have written?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so here is what I need you to do. Write an article. and then I need you to write a very relevant article in your industry. So when people comes to you, it shows that you are a leader and you exactly know what you're talking about because that's your expertise. So at least have 2 to 3 articles here which exactly talk about your expertise. So in this case, group benefits. So go in as detailed as possible here. Here you can talk all business, that's fine.
Okay.
And then just publish this article. Put some pictures, put some links if you have any, doesn't matter. But this is necessary because people are gonna check this out and they are gonna say, okay, Justin definitely knows this topic. I wanna check out what he's all about. Okay. So
gotcha. You say just write one. Did you say how many of those I should write, or just start essentially just writing one?
Just write one. Ideally, you can write one a month. That's okay, I would say. Essentially, posting has to be done regularly, but having a bunch of articles never goes wrong as well, because essentially that's your business piece. That's your own blog, if you will. So people might want to check that out as well.
Okay, that sounds good. Working on that.
There's a lot to do for you, I know, but that's
that's all right.
That's
plenty
all
of time
about,
to do it.
Yeah. That's all about content, I believe. And if I have something, I will. I mean, that's pretty much it. This is how you create content at scale and use the guidelines that you already have. See what works, what doesn't work. Okay, one more tool before I forget. Very, very useful tool. There's this tool called otter.ai. So this is an amazing tool. What you can essentially do if you're too lazy to write, what you can do is you can just say the record. You can just play a record, say allow, and then check this out. Just what I'm speaking, it's going to write there. So essentially what you can do is just hold a microphone like this and you can start speaking slowly. So you don't have to type everything and all your thoughts are just essentially translated into a note. So you can create a blog out of this. You can create a Facebook post out of this, a LinkedIn post out of this. Doesn't matter. This is super cool.
Okay. And that's otter.ai?
Correct. And it's free. It's free. Cool. I mean, you have a lot of, it's like 10 hours free a month or something like that, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
What you can also do, which is also good here, is any audio or video that you see in your field of work, you can import it here and it essentially transcribes that into a written note, just like what we saw right now.
Okay.
So you can make some changes and that will also essentially be like a blog post, which is your own. Don't copy it, as I said, just make it your own. Gotcha. So these are the different ways you can start creating content for yourself, my friend.
All right, that sounds great, Rohan.
That's pretty much it for this week. Do you have any questions?
No questions at this time. Just ready to get to work on it.
Okay, good. Right. And if you have any questions, just drop them in the Facebook group, and I'll be happy to answer them.
You got it.
Yeah.
Yep. Good,
brother. Talk to you, and let's decide on the time for next week offline. But get to work. Let's get this going.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
Take care, man.
You too. Bye-bye.